Dady and Mike Zambelli. Brought to you in part by the Vinart dealerships, Lehigh Valley Honda, Ford, Hyundai, and Suzuki on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile, and Lehigh Valley Acura on MacArthur Road in Whitehall. And by the Allentown Sports Medicine Clinic, providing medical care to area high school athletes for over 10 years. The Allentown Sports Medicine Clinic, located across from the fairgrounds in the west end of Allentown.
Everybody, I'm Johnny Dady along with Mike Zambelli, all set to bring you East Penn Conference basketball from Whitehall High School. Tonight, the Zephyrs entertaining the Trojans from Parkland High School in which should be a real good basketball game. My guest tonight, the 9th-year head coach here at Whitehall, Ron Hassler. His Zephyrs, they are 8-2 in East Penn Conference play, and they are 9-4 overall. Ron, welcome to Super 2, and Allentown Central Catholic surprising victory over Allen a week ago has opened the door for the top spot in the East Penn Conference race.
Yeah, it's wide open. It seemed we challenged Allen the one night, didn't quite pull it off, but since then some other teams are finding them a little bit more vulnerable than they thought they were, and I think they're playing to win instead of playing to stay close with them. And Central beating them's not a real big surprise because Central has some horses.
All right, over the years, though, we could almost predict who was going to win, especially at this time of the season. The way the race is going this year, you never know from game to game.
No, I think tonight's game's a real key contest. The loser definitely is going to be on the bottom end of the scale and have to depend on some other teams to lose to gain that top spot. But all of them are wide open. There's some big games coming up this week.
All right, Parkland is 7-3 in the league. They are 11-3 overall, but they were blown out 42 points by Allen High School, yet just dropped a close ball game to Allentown Central Catholic.
Yeah, they are putting a lot of points on. For some reason, though, they're having a little bit of trouble running with Allen's ball club, and they don't have to worry about us running, so it'll be a totally different game. I don't think you can throw that game out. It's one of those nights that every team has sometime during the season.
All right, Coach, before the season started, or right when it was starting, Johnny Don Moyer was saying Easton should win it. Stan Sutton was saying Allen should win it. Nobody was talking about Whitehall. Yet, the way it's going now, Allen beat Easton, they beat you. Easton High School now seems to be gelling. They had a couple of players after about the 4th game of the season, so they seem to be on a roll. You, of course, are on a roll. You also lost to Allen and Easton.
Yeah, we pretty much thought Allen and Easton were the top choices of Central, close behind. I'm real satisfied with the way our guys have developed and progressed. They're a little bit ahead of schedule where we expected them. We're very young, but they're playing like veterans right now, so we can't use that excuse anymore of inexperience. We've been through enough, and I think we're ready now to challenge and beat some of those top teams.
What does your schedule look like for this week?
Well, we have Parkland tonight. We have Central down at Rockney Hall on Thursday. And then we have Freedom again on Friday here, with a schedule change from Saturday to Friday night.
Okay, and the reason for that change is there's a football banquet on Saturday night. Bob Carrasco, the athletic director, asked if we would remind all of you Whitehall fans about the switch from Saturday until Friday night. So at this particular point, how would you size up tonight's ball game with the high-scoring players that Parkland has in Matt Zahn, Jared Fry, and this young boy, Joshua Seltzer? And the last time we saw him play, he had 9 field goals. 6 of them were 3-pointers.
Yeah, it's going to be a real good test for us. They're one of the leading teams, if not the leading team in the East Penn Conference scoring-wise. And I think we're the leader in defense. So I think that makes for an interesting evening to see, what's going to happen. We still like to think defense wins big games. So that's been our motto and our tradition. So we're not going to have to change anything. We want to play a good constant game on offense and a good constant game on defense. And, whatever happens after that happens.
Coach, how do you match up in size?
We don't.
They're way bigger than you.
Yeah. There's at times when Pete Lisicki's out at guard, we have 5'11" at forward and 6'1", so we're not very big in that respect. So we got to do a lot of fundamentals as far as blocking out and hustle and and just playing pretty tenaciously at times underneath.
Ron, good luck to you. Thanks for dropping by. Ron Hassler in his 9th year as head coach here at Whitehall High School, and he's going to meet a high-flying team tonight. Tony Marcicano has those Trojans on a roll.
Well, he really does. Parkland is the #1 scoring team in the league, averaging a little over 68 a game, and Whitehall on the other end is the top defensive team, only giving up 40 points a game, and that always makes for a great matchup. I heard you talking with Coach Hassler, and I think he has to be concerned about Fry and Zahn, 2 of the top 4 scorers in the league, and it's going to be a good test for his defense.
Well, it's interesting to note, you and I usually kick these things around when we're not on the air, about how the mix-up and matchups are this year. You don't know from game to game. You can't go out and bet on them this year.
You really can't. You look at a team like Durham that we saw last week with 3 wins, went into Rockney Hall Saturday night, their 4th game of the week, and lost by 1 point. You know, I believe it was Aldinger converted 2 free throws to win the game. So, I mean, on any given night, it's really true in this league. You better be ready to play basketball.
All right, you can't go by the records, because Durham record is certainly one that'll blow your mind, because for 3 quarters of the ball game, they just come out and play basketball. They've been strictly a 4th quarter ball club and could have won a couple of those ball games and had a winning record.
I think the key thing is consistency. If Durham would play a consistent 4 quarters, their record would be much better. Another game that comes to mind after we did the Central Catholic Easton game, where Easton looked like gang beaters, a couple of nights later they beat Freedom 52-50. So you can't figure it out. You better be ready to play, even if you're an Allen, an Easton, a Whitehall, or a Parkland.
All right, now you remember when we did the Allen at Easton ball game, Stan Sutphin only dressed 10 players. And he told us, he said, I don't know who the other guys are going to be. We, of course, thought it's Stan Sutphin trying to pull our leg, but he wasn't. It was a couple of games later that he added 3 kids to the squad, and ever since that time, they've been on a roll.
Yeah, he had what he called his taxi squad. That, you know, they weren't dressing, and he needed to fit some pieces into the puzzle, which all the coaches feel that he has solved that problem. He's starting a solid 5 right now. I still think that one of the problems Easton might run into is the lack of depth. He had a rough time filling in those 2 spots, and when he goes to the bench, I don't know how successful he can be.
Well, we'll have a good one tonight, and we'll check out that Easton team Saturday night when they invade Allen to meet Johnny Donmore's Canaries. We'll have the opening tap off for you in just a moment.
What are you doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
Well, I'm going to get a new muffler and a state inspection. Boy, these guys do good work, and they don't charge nearly as much as some of these other guys do.
Well, it's about time you realize that. You're such a winner, Fitz, and besides that, you're cheap.
What do you mean, cheap?
Well, I heard you got short arms and deep pockets.
Well, the way that you fill out those pants, you can't even get your hands in your pockets.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies.
Does the economy have you worried about taking on a new car payment? Did you know you can buy a new car at Lehigh Valley Suzuki for less than $7,300, a payment less than $150 a month? And while you're there, check out the all-new 92 Suzuki Sidekick. This affordable compact sport utility vehicle is available in 2-door or 4-door, 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive. The Sidekick is rugged, reliable, stylish, and affordable. See Lehigh Valley Suzuki, part of the Vinart dealerships on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming, this is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
This is the first meeting between these 2 teams this season, and it promises to be a dandy. Last season, the teams met twice during regular season play, and I'm sure the Trojans and their loyal following would like to forget those two games. In the first meeting at Whitehall, the Zephyrs humiliated the Trojans 70-40. And the second time around was a 52-33 win over the Trojans up at Orfield. We here at the Super 2 watched Parkland whip Freedom earlier this season, 86-61. And the Trojans sure looked impressive, carrying at that time a 4-1 record. 6'5" junior Jared Fry had 28 points that night, but it was a brilliant 27-point output by 5'10" sophomore Joshua Stelzer, who stole the thunder, coming off the bench to hit 9 field goals, 6 of them for threes from three-point range. The usual high-scoring Mad Zahn contributed 14. Well, tonight we will be, this will be our third look-see at the Zephyrs. We watched them defeat Central Catholic 54-53 in overtime in the Zephyrs season's opener. And then we watched them collar the Huskies 56-44 in a doghouse at Deerup last week. In that game, Matt Zook took scoring honors with 19 points, but it was the offensive and defensive performance by 6'3" Steve Jones, who plays a lot taller, that stole some of the spotlight. So sit back, relax, and join Lehigh Valley basketball fans who are viewing this great matchup, Parkland and Whitehall.
John, you mentioned this is the first meeting this year between these two clubs, and it will be the last if they do not meet in the tournament. Tonight is swing night in the East Penn Conference, as also last Friday was. So they're only scheduled to meet once. Each team has 2 swing teams. Whitehall and Parkland are 1 for each of them.
All right, the officials for tonight's ball game, Perry Nardella, he's on the right. And on the left is Bob Murphy. Nardella was an outstanding basketball player up at Nazareth High School a couple of years ago. A little speedster who could really fly. We'll have Parkland High School or Whitehall starting lineup. They, of course, do not go out on the court. They're surrounded by their coach, Ron Hassler. But first, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. The singing of our national anthem, of course, means it's time to tap off this basketball game tonight. Starting lineup for Whitehall will be 20 Jeff Clark. But let's look first at the visiting Trojans. 20 Matt Zahn, 6-foot senior. Number 21 Joshua Stelzer, only a sophomore, 5'10". Number 32 is Gavin Reese, a 6'3" junior. Number 45 is Greg Epstein. He's a sophomore, 6'4". And rounding out the starting 5 is number 40, Jared Fry, a 6'5" junior. For Whitehall High School, number 20 will be Jeff Clark, a 5'10" senior. 32, Pete Lisicki, a 6'3" sophomore. Number 34, Chad Cusco, a 6-foot junior. Number 44, Matt Zook, a 6-foot junior. And number 50 is Steve Jones, a senior who stands 6'3".
Okay, there are starting lineups and 2 key people, the top 10 scorers in the league. 2 of them in the top 4 from Parkland. Matt Zahn in league play averaging 20.8 a game, and Jared Fry averaging 17.7. Interestingly enough, not one player from Whitehall listed in the top 10. Pete Lisicki's average down a little bit, but not from lack of his own performance. I think he's playing more of an unselfish game. His teammates have come along. Now you got to look at the top 10 scorers in the league, with Matt Zahn averaging 20.8, Wayne Thomas of Allen at 19.8, and so on down the road. Number 7 there, and 7th spade, Matt Moore, closing in on the 3-point record in the East Penn Conference also.
All right, his father, of course, was a Deeroff dandy, Ross Moore. Re-jump, Jared Fry and Steve Jones, and this time the tap off is controlled by Matt Zahn. Quickly up front, the 6-foot senior, and there's a turnover. First one in the ball game on the very first play from center court, and here come the Zephyrs. This is Jeff Clock.
And he's the one forced the turnover. Good job of just keeping your hands up defensively.
Cusco gets it into Jones. Jones a turnaround push shot, not good. Rebounded by Joshua Stelzer. Quickly up front to Zahn. Zahn zigzags, gets it out to Stelzer. Into Zahn, or rather Jared Fry, not good. Ball batted down, traveling. And will be awarded to the Trojans.
One of the keys to watch here tonight, you know, one of the reasons Whitehall's on top of the league in defense is they have a patient offense. It's going to be interesting to see if their defense can slow Parkland down.
Personal foul. This one will be called against Greg Epstein of Parkland, the 6'4" sophomore, going up over the top, the first foul in the ball game.
Well, we missed Epstein earlier in the year. He was battling the cold and the flu a little bit. Also saw some varsity action on the football field. He's the guy who's going to be around Parkland for 2 more years, 2.5 more years, and he's going to be an integral part of both football and basketball.
Lisicki gets it back out to Clock. Clock over to Cusco. Cusco, Lisicki, Pete, 12 feet out and in. And so the Zephyrs go up on the board, 2-0. 6:54 remaining in the first period here at Whitehall High School.
Familiar matchup, Zephyr zone. You see 1-3-1. Looks like sometimes a 1-2-1-2, but the great communication in this unit is starting to pick it up. They're doing a heck of a job with it.
Ball batted down and around. Let's see, goes out of bounds, and who gets it? Parkland.
This is where tempo is real important as you look at Ron Hassler, Jerry Radoka, and the rest of the Zephyr bench. Tempo real important. Parkland not a real good scoring team in the half-court offense. They rely a lot on fast breaks and loose ball conversions.
All right, Steve Jones goes airborne to get that rebound, and the Zephyrs leading in the ball game, 2-0 control. Here's Jeff Clock quickly up front. Doesn't seem like that right knee is bothering him any. Jones from 18 feet out and in for 2. Steve Jones, the 6'3" senior, plays a lot taller than 6'3". They give the Zephyrs a 4-0 lead.
Boy, really an example of how his confidence has grown. I don't think you would have seen him taking that shot in the first game we did with Whitehall in December. Great, a lot more confidence by Jones.
Zephyrs get the rebound on a missed shot by Stelzer. As I mentioned, our pregame show, the game we saw the Trojans play, blocking foul, and this one will be on Joshua. He had 9 field goals that particular ball game against Frieden, and 6 of them were from 3-point range.
Well, really earned a starting job that night as he came off the bench and really played well. Call goes against him here. He just got up and looked over at Coach Marsicano. That blocking foul or charge foul is the toughest in the game to make. Always a judgment. That was a close one that once it went against Stelzer.
Cusco, Lisicki, guarded by Zahn, lets one fly for 3. In and out, not good. Rebounded by Jared Fry. Here's Zahn for 2. No. Fry battling for it. Zephyr touched it out of bounds, and the Trojans will have it underneath their own basket. Reese inbounds. Batted again out of bounds by Parkland, or Whitehall rather.
Almost 3 minutes gone now in the quarter. Parkland yet to score. You can see the trouble they're having with this matchup zone.
Zahn was fouled before the shot. First personal foul against the Zephyrs.
We call that in the act of shooting. One of the things that you're not supposed to be able to do against a well-played zone is drive to the basket. Parkland just talked about their quickness, and Zahn is perhaps the quickest of all of them. Zep's going to really have to be on top of their game because he has a great, quick first step to the basket.
The foul was on Lisicki, and that's Zahn on a free throw line. 0 for 2.
He's the league's leading scorer, as I mentioned, averaging 20.8 a game, overall 23.5 a game, but he struggles from the free throw line at only 58% on the year.
Clock. Lisicki. 4-0, 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Here's Jones. Jones gets it over to Zoke. The shot not good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Quickly up front is Epstein. Epstein checks off, gets it back over to Stelzer. Epstein 15 feet out, not good. Rebounded by Lisicki. Good crowd on hand to take in this ball game tonight. Whitehall 8-2 in the league, 9-4 overall. Parkland 7-3 in the league, 11-3 overall. Last year the Trojans were 6-12 in the league and 11-13 overall, so they failed to make the playoffs. Layup by Jeff Klopp. And the 5'10 senior pops up his first deuce. Whitehall, you remember, was 17-1 last year, 23-6 overall. Easton, however, won the East Bend Conference Championship, but the Zephyrs bounced back to win the district title. Zahn to Stelzer. Moves in, 8 feet away, pops it up and in. So Joshua puts the Trojans up on the board. It's a 6-2 ball game, Whitehall.
Now that's a tough shot, though, by Stelzer. Again, that zone is really tough to crack, and Stelzer threw in just his athletic ability, got that one to go for him.
Lisicki, no. Rebounded by Matt Zahn. Zahn behind the back dribble, gets up front, fake left, goes right inside the paint, gets it over to Reese, pops it up and in. Gavin, a 6'3 junior, on a fine assist from Zahn, and it's a 6-4 ball game, Whitehall.
And that quickly, Parkland can be right back at you and right back in the game, and that is the pace that Parkland would like to play on. Couple of keys. Defensively, you must either force turnovers or you have to get good rebounding and good outlet passes to up-tempo the game.
Preliminary ball game tonight was one-sided. Whitehall romped 48-28. Here's Jeff Klopp. 2-point range. Gets it out to Matt Zoke. Zoke has been a little quiet so far in the ball game. Well, we welcome Mike Hodrick to the Super 2 team tonight. Baseline shot up and in by Zoke. And a 6-foot junior picks up his first deuce to make an 8-4 ball game.
That one worked in reverse that time. Usually we talk about good free throw shooters they miss. You were talking about Zoke being quiet, and he came up with a big play.
Jared Fry, the 6'5 junior, his first deuce. It's 8-6. Parkland, a very young ball club. Only 3 seniors, 5 juniors, and 7 sophomores on their squad of 15.
They have some more good sophomores that are playing on that JV team. Fry will show you good range with that jumper.
Baseline shot up and in, and that's for 3 by Lisicki.
That guy will show you good range on the jumper, too. From the deep corner under some pressure.
Lisicki's second field goal now is 5 points. Reese has to get it back out. There's Jared Fry from 17 feet out and in. Or Epstein. Greg Epstein with his first field goal.
Parkland has now converted on 4 straight. They opened up with 5 straight misses and are now 4 in a row.
Cusco. Lisicki from that corner. Rebound by Jones. Jones throws it up. Not good. Jones follows it up. Not good. Rebound picked off by Epstein of Parkland. Up to Zahn. It's 3-on-2. Matt keeps but loses it. And there's a foul. And this one will be charged against Jeff Klopp, and that'll be his first.
Clock shaking his head. Yes, there almost has to be some kind of contact there. Zahn, again, that great quickness. Clock tried to set up defensively. And then when Zahn crossed over, let's take a look at it now. Clock's in good position until the crossover. You see, he slips a little bit and draws the personal foul. Zahn
in 3-point range. Howard is in the lineup now with the ball for the Trojans. Gets it over to Zahn. He almost lost it. Epstein 16 feet out and in. Oh boy. Looks like he has the range from there. 11-10 ball game. Whitehall. We have 50 seconds remaining here in the first period.
Epstein's a fine player. Due to a move, he transferred from Allen last year. He was a member of their undefeated freshman team over there, so I got an opportunity to see him play, and he is a good one, and he's a good athlete. I mentioned, saw some time as a tight end on the Trojan football team. Any relation to Darren Epstein? No. He was an outstanding player. Good-looking basketball player for right? Don Moyer over at Allen for a couple of years. Cusco gets it over to Matt Zoke. Zoke double-teamed. Look out. And this is a ploy to get Whitehall and up-tempo a little bit. Whitehall very good at getting that last shot opportunity. We're now down to 7 seconds. And there's Zoke. Lets it fly, and he hits it for 3. And that's the end of the first quarter. It is Whitehall 14, Parkland 10. We'll be right back.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies.
Looking for a good used car with low mileage? How about a good new car with nice mileage from Lehigh Valley Hyundai? New cars as low as $6,000, and your Hyundai's warranted for 3 years or 36,000 miles. And here's some more good news. For 2 years, you don't pay a dime for regularly scheduled maintenance on the all-new Elantra or Sonata. See salesperson for details. Over 400 cars and trucks at one location at prices you can afford. Lehigh Valley Hyundai, Lehigh Street Auto Mile, a Vinart dealership.
The game's the same. Our people make the difference. Allentown Rose Bowl, where the better people bowl. We are the Valley's most advanced full-service bowling fun center with color AS90 automatic scoring system. Check this out. Monday to Thursday, 3 to 6. 1 hour time bowling, $6. Up to 5 people per lane. Fridays, noon to 6. Or rent a lane at Allentown Rose Bowl. Friday night, 11:30 to 2:30. Up to 5 people for $15. Sundays, 9 a.m. to noon, and then 9 p.m. to midnight. Rent 4 times, and the 5th one's on us at Allentown Rose Bowl.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
All right, around East Penn Conference tonight. Now I'm going to give you league records. Easton 8-2. They are at Bethlehem Catholic, and Golden Hawks are 2-8. Allen 8-1 at Liberty, 4-6. Deeroff 3-7 at Freedom, 4-6. Allentown Central Catholic 7-3. They're at Emmaus. They are winless in 9 starts. Northampton 3-7 at Peaburg, 5-5. That's the East Penn rundown for tonight. Oh, there you get a look at the complete standings, and you see Whitehall Parkland firmly cemented in the top 6. If it would end going into the night, Phillipsburg would gather that 6th position. Zoke just missed a layup. Howard, Zahn back to Howard. Boy, Howard looks like he has quick hands. Throws it up. That one went behind the basket, but it was tipped by a Zephyr, and that was the reason for that. So Parkland will get the ball underneath their own basket. There's Ron Hassler. Howard does for Parkland what Scanlon does for Allen. Gives him great quickness off the bench. Epstein. Turnaround shot. That's Craig's 3rd field goal. Now we have a 14-12 ball game, and Whitehall has 2 3-pointers so far in this ball game. Look out! Look out! Whitehall dodged a bullet, but they call for traveling. Well, the fans don't like it, but the reason here is the official felt
that number 20 clock was on the ground and got up. As soon as you do that, that's a travel.
Zahn gets it over to Howard.
Both teams shooting 50% in the first quarter. Whitehall 6 for 12, Parkland 5 for 10.
Zahn, not good. Tap up by the Trojans, not good. Rebounded by Lisicki. And he gets it over to Cusco. Cusco picked up defensively by Gavin Reese. Clock gets out of traffic. 14-12, Whitehall leading. Lisicki in a paint to Zolt. Throws it up. Not good. Batted around and batted out of bounds and awarded to Parkland backcourt. Parkland 0 for 2 from the foul line. Whitehall has still to go to the charity stripe. Here come the Trojans with an opportunity to tie up the ball game. Zahn gets it over to Ryan Howard. Howard's a 5'9" senior. Epstein from the foul line pops it up. Not good. Rebound. Double fake. Punt. Shot up. Not good. And there's a foul. Boy, Epstein almost had a three-pointer.
Yes, he did. Give credit to number 20, Matt Zahn, keeping that rebound alive so Epstein could come in and pick it up and throw it up there and almost came up with a two. Watch, there's Zahn. Zahn's the guy inside number 20 who keeps it alive, and then Epstein comes in and mops it up and almost gets a good roll there.
All right, foul was against Jeff Clock, his second. Epstein on a foul line for the first time tonight. The left hand push comes up short.
Epstein now back in full strength. There's Tony Marsicano. His assistant Paul Stewart. But Epstein missed about 3 games this year. Has played in 11 of the 14 games, but averaging now 5.5 points a game. 52% from the free throw line, but a little misleading there. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities.
Tony adds a little class to the coaching profession. He's a poor man's Pat Riley. There's Steve Jones with a second field goal to give the Zephyrs a 3-point advantage, 16-13.
Nice job and a key for Whitehall, breaking that press now put on by Parkland. They convert for 2 points.
Fry missing the shot, but the Trojans save. There's Zahn. Zahn for 3 up high. Air ball. Rebounded by Cusco.
I'll tell you, and that is due by the good pressure and good hustle defensively, number 1 by Lisicki and the rest of the Zephyr defense.
There's the 3-point attempt. Board cleared by Epstein. Gets it over to Howard. Zahn stepped on a baseline. Zahn not having a good night. He's scoreless in the field. Missed 2 attempts on the foul line. Parkland substitution. We have Mike Longo replacing Gavin Reese. Longo, also a junior. Stands 6'4". He wears number 31.
Well, you know, you talk about Zahn having a rough night. You really have to go to the other side and give Whitehall all the credit there. They're keeping Zahn. Zahn likes to freelance. He likes to get out on the break, and Whitehall is not allowing them that opportunity.
Jones. Zoke. Rebounded by the Trojans. There's Zahn again. It's 2-on-2. He keeps down the alley. Gets it off over to Fry. Fry misses a paper and rebounded by the Zephyrs.
You saw how much more effective and how much more confident Zahn was there. Maybe should have finished it himself once he got that close.
There's a steal by Epstein. Has it. Court field goal by the sophomore.
I'll tell you, he's carrying this team in his first half, not only offensively, but has really played a good defensive game.
This is Matt Zoke. Baseline. Lisicki is good for 2.
Now, you can't lose Pete Lisicki by some 5 feet in your defensive scheme. You got to have a guy on him all the time. Pete's going to burn you if you leave him that much room.
That's his 3rd field goal. 1 of the 3 a 3-pointer, 18-15. Whitehall leading. Ball bat out of bounds. We're reaching the midway point here in the 2nd quarter. 4:07 remaining. Howard gets it over to Zahn. Matt in 3-point range. Back to Howard. Zahn, boy, he flies around all over, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has great quickness, and that's why he likes that speed game a little bit. This is a little frustrating.
There he is for 3. No. Rebound. Follow-up shot by Longo, and there's a whistle and a foul. Personal foul appears to be on clock, and that'll be Jeff's third. Ronnie Hassler quickly with a man up off the bench.
Zahn pulling up from the corner, and that's really the shot that's going to be there against Whitehall's matchup zone. You need to convert that one to get that Zephyr defense thinking, that you got to stretch them out and pull them out there, and then that'll open things up inside.
Longo on the free throw line. They are 1 for 5.
Well, as a team on the year, they shoot at 68%, and certainly not doing that here tonight.
Gee. Substitution, by the way, Matt Leshko, 54, 6'7" junior, replacing Jeff Clark.
Well, Epstein again, nice job by the sophomore in there, coming up in a tied ball, and Parkland will get another opportunity here.
Epstein will inbounds. Gets it into Jared Fry. Fry has 1 field goal. This is on. Fry. Longo. There's Epstein, 17 feet out. Line drive shot, not good. Followed up by Fry. Jared Fry with a second field goal and make it 18-17 Whitehall.
Well, sometimes you got to get in there and dig out your own 2 points. Good hustle by Jared Fry.
Jones, Leshko, no. Rebounded by Jared Fry. To pass up to Zahn. Zigs and zags with a little stutter step. Has to check off and get it back out to Howard.
Well, Leshko just
underneath. The shot is up and good. The field goal by Mike Longo, and that's his first. 19-18, so Parkland takes the lead for the first time tonight.
And again, the quickness of the game favoring Parkland.
Leshko puts the Zephyrs right back in the lead, 20-19 with his first field goal.
Well, we saw Leshko the other night against Steroff, played some good minutes. Nice move underneath. He learned that time. The first one he hurried, this one he settled himself.
Epstein gets it over to Howard. Turn away shot, not good. Rebounded by Whitehall. Here is Matt Zoke. Lisicki, 2:15 and running remaining in the first half. 20-19 Whitehall. This is a good ball game. Zoke.
Excellent. Everything that we expected it would
Jones,
be.
double clutch, got it. Third field goal for Steve Jones. 22-19, Whitehall.
Wow, Jones worked for that one. Wheels and deals on the box. Nice job by Whitehall of getting him the ball in close to the basket where he can make something happen.
Try. Over to Howard. Zahn. Epstein, 8 feet out, not good. Hit the back of the iron. Rebounded by Lisicki.
Well, it's so funny as a shooter. That might have been the one where Epstein might have been the most wide open, and sometimes when you're all alone like that, you think too much about it, and Epstein unable to convert.
Turnover. There's Longo, gets it up front to Epstein. Howard.
Good pressure by Howard to force the turnover.
Zahn. Matt still scoreless. And there's 1:10 remaining in a half. There he is in the alley. A power shot up, not good. Rebounded by the Zephyrs. Leshko. The 6'7" junior pull that one down, flips it over. Now to Matt Zoke, who looks up the clock and sees we're in a countdown.
Now you can look for Whitehall to go last shot. They converted at the end of the first quarter thanks to a good screen by the man with the ball, Chad Kusko. And that's what they like to do. They'll get it, they'll work it down to 10 seconds, and then they'll have somebody or one or two guys set a double screen, and they wind up with an open jumper just outside the free throw line. Let's see if it materializes here again. Parkland trying to thwart that effort by putting some pressure on, but Whitehall not looking to go to the basket here, just looking to kill some clock.
Lisicki, look out, all alone, bingo! Matt Zoke. All alone that time. Picked up his third field goal to give the Zephyrs a 5-point lead, 24-19.
And that's just a good job by Lisicki on not cracking under the pressure.
Shot not good by Longo. Rebounded by the Zephyrs. Knocked out of bounds, and Whitehall will get it back court with 1 second remaining. Two guys open down there. Nobody guarding. Substitution. Janicola in the lineup for Matt Leschko. Ball thrown up, way short of the mark. That is the end of the first half. It is Whitehall 24, Parkland 19. We'll be right back.
Does the economy have you worried about taking on a new car payment? Did you know you can buy a new car at Lehigh Valley Suzuki for less than $7,300, a payment less than $150 a month? And while you're there, check out the all-new 92 Suzuki Sidekick. This affordable compact sport utility vehicle is available in two-door or four-door, two-wheel or four-wheel drive. The Sidekick is rugged, reliable, stylish, and affordable. See Lehigh Valley Suzuki, part of the Vinart dealerships on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
What are we doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
By getting the machine inspected. The sticker runs out tomorrow.
You always wait till the last minute.
Oh, stop your moaning. Besides, I gotta get the brakes checked. It hasn't been stopping so good lately.
Stop. I wish I could get you to stop.
Get me to stop what?
Stop eating.
Don't bug me. I got enough confidence in me for the both of us.
You've got enough everything in you for the both of us.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies. Live from Allentown, the Super 2 News. With Scott Schaefer, Tom Meikrink, Kristen Fallon, Dan Mowdy on sports, Ed Wilson with local weather.
The most complete local news in the Lehigh Valley. The Super 2 News, weeknights at 6:30 and 9, only on Service Electric Cable TV 2.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming, this is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
At the end of the first quarter, Whitehall led 14-10, and they outscored the Trojans 10-9 the second period to take a 24-19 lead into the locker room at the halftime break. Hi there once again, everybody. I'm Johnny Dady with Mike Zambelli, and here's a rundown on the first half scoring. First of all, for Whitehall High School, Pete Lisicki and Matt Zoke shared scoring honors with 7 points apiece. Both of them had 3 field goals, and one of the 3 each a three-pointer. Jeff Clark had a field goal for 2. Steve Jones, 3 field goals for 6. And Matt Leschko, a field goal for 2. So the line for Whitehall, 11 field goals, including those 2 three-pointers. They were not on a foul line in the first half of the ball game. So that's their 24 points. They had 4 personal fouls called against them, 3 against Jeff Clark and 1 against Pete Lisicki. For Parkland High School, a high scorer Greg Epstein with 9 points and 4 field goals, 1 out of 2 fouls. Matt Zahn scoreless. He was on a foul line once, at 2 attempts, and he missed them both. Joshua Stelzer, a field goal for 2. Mike Longo, field goal. He missed 2 fouls. He is 2. Gavin Reese, a field goal for 2. Jared Fry, 2 field goals for 4. And the line for Parkland, 9 field goals, 1 out of 5 from the foul line for 19, and 2 personal fouls.
Well, and the top defense in the league, I guess what you would say, has won the first half here. When you can hold Fry and Zahn to a combined 4 points in that first half when they're averaging 34 a game, you got your job done.
Well, go ahead.
You look at Parkland, and their shooting really hurt them. Just 9 of 27, 33%. 1 for 5 from the free throw line, only 20%. They committed only 2 turnovers. For Whitehall, 11 for 23 from the floor, 48%, did not shoot a free throw. 5 turnovers, 4 of them coming in the second quarter, allowed Parkland back into the game.
All right, ready to start the second half of the ball game, and Whitehall will control. I told you earlier about how young this Parkland squad was. Whitehall has 5 seniors, 7 juniors, and 1 sophomore on the squad. So they're also a very young ball club. Pass intended for Jones goes by Steve and out of bounds, and Parkland will control and have an opportunity to pick up a couple here.
That's a good denial by Jared Fry inside. Nice job of playing half in front and half behind and forcing that pass to go wide.
Gavin Reese gets it out to Zahn. Zahn. Almost a turnover. In a corner to Reese, but Reese traveled with it. So they turn it right back to the Zephyrs. Parkland's 3 league losses this year. They're 7-3 in the league. They lost 62-60 to Bethlehem Catholic, and boy, that was a surprise early in the season. Then they were blown out by Allen 99-57 and lost a tough ball game to Easton 60-57. Whitehall's 2 losses in their 8-2 league record, 38-25 to Easton and 36-33 to Allen.
Foul going against Parkland here. A little bit of a break for Whitehall. They had Lysicki in some trouble. I think Parkland got a little bit over-anxious defensively. They've been doing a nice job of that initial trap, but then I think they lose their patience a little bit rather than just hold their position. They try to steal the ball.
Foul was against Zahn. And here's Zahn behind the back off the glass and in. Offensive foul. Oh, boy. Second foul in rapid-fire order here in the third quarter. Charge it to Mad Zahn. And here it is.
It's a heck of a job getting back defensively. It looks pretty for Zahn. I don't get the number of the Zephyr who got back there. It's unfortunate. That's a great defensive play.
All right, here's Lysicki guarded by Zahn. That's a good matchup. 24-19, Whitehall leading. Third period. Don't forget, Whitehall's Saturday night game has been moved up to Friday night, because the football team will be honored at its annual banquet by the Booster Club. Who are they playing that Friday night, Mike?
Freedom.
Freedom, okay. Shot not good by Jared Fry. Follows it up, and he is fouled. That's again Matt Leschko, his first personal foul. And Jared Fry goes to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Fry with 2 field goals in the first half. Substitution, Jeff Clark back in the lineup for the Zephyrs. He's replacing Matt Leschko.
Well, obviously a smaller lineup here by Whitehall when Leschko goes out in favor of Clark. Clark 5'10", Leschko at 6'7", but Coach Hassler just mixing things up a little bit, giving them a little bit different look. This will be a little bit of a quicker lineup, and also Parkland now showing that half-court trap, trying to up-tempo. Coach Hassler would like to have his ball handlers in there.
24-21. Whitehall by 3. Pat Cusco up over the timeline, picked up defensively by Greg Epstein. Zoke gets it back to Cusco. Clock.
Just a little late. Jones was down on the blocks.
Zoke. Cusco spreading them out once again. 24-21. His effort team is up by just 3. 6 minutes remaining in the third period. Lysicki 17 feet out. Not good. Rebound picked off by Matt Zoke. Zoke gets it back out to Jeff Clark. Zoke, yes, for 3. Boy, he has 4 field goals, and 2 of them are 3-pointers.
And he's just saying he scores those points so quietly within the framework of the offense. It just doesn't force it. When it's my turn or I'm open, I'll take the shot, and if not, I'll look for somebody else.
Stelzer over to Reese. They turn that over, and there's a steal. Look out. And a foul called underneath. This foul's going to be on Chad Cusco, his first.
And probably a good foul to take. You're going to see here now, Zoke does not see number 32 come from behind. It's Gavin Reese.
Joshua Stelzer picks up his first three-pointer.
And one of the unusual things here to this game, John, that a lot of people might not notice, most coaches like to have their offense in front of them in the second half. This game is reversed as Parkland came out and opened up. The visiting team has the option on which basket they like to start at. But like I said, home or away, most coaches like to have their offense in front of them. These two coaches will not have that here in the second half.
Fry trying to get underneath. Ball bat out of bounds by Whitehall, and so the Trojans will have it. Matt Zoke had his fingers on it.
And now here's a situation where Tony Marsicano, as you look at him there, might get better communication on the inbounds play, although really didn't need it on that one.
That's a deuce by Stelzer, and Stelzer, I was surprised why he wasn't shooting in the first half, because we saw him once this year prior to tonight, and boy, he could bomb him, but he wasn't shooting at all. There's another turnover. It's 3-on-1. Reese keeps, turns around, throws it up and in. Gavin Reese with a second field goal, and all of a sudden Parkland is ahead 28-27 with 4:20 remaining in the third period.
Well, and it's amazing. You look at turnovers and you can see the difference in the lead change. Whitehall now 5 more turnovers in this quarter.
Oh, Jones follows up. A nice defensive play in the part of the Trojans, but Steve Jones with Johnny on a spot, got the rebound, popped up his fourth deuce to put Whitehall ahead, 29-28.
Well, Jones has been working real hard inside that offense. Felt he had some positioning on a couple of possessions ago. Works hard for 2 points.
Jared Fry off the glass, picked up his third field goal, and Parkland goes ahead 30-29. Well, we said before the ball game, you don't bet on these games anymore. You never know how they're going to go, and this is a good example. Look at this. Double clutch by Lisicki, not good. Rebounded by the Trojans, and here it is 4-on-2. And as Reese keeps it, offensive foul against Gavin Reese at Parkland.
Watch Jones. He needs to have his feet set, and certainly no problem there. That's a nice job. You really sacrifice yourself when you draw those charges, but you sacrifice for the team. That's a turnover there, and that's a forced turnover by Jones.
Zoke inbounds to Cusco. Cusco picked up defensively by Mike Longo. He's double teamed, but he gets the ball away. Pass underneath Lisicki, double clutches, goes up and in. Fourth field goal by Pete Lisicki, the 6'3" sophomore, to put Whitehall ahead again, this time 31-30. Zahn in the corner to Reese. Back out to Stelzer. There's a shot up there, popped up there, and that is by Gavin Reese for 2. That's his third field goal. And again, the Trojans go up top, this time 32-31.
And that's really where I think Parkland can be successful. From the corners or the wing.
Jones on another follow-up, and that is his 5th field goal. 2 of the 5 here in this third quarter, and both on follow-up shots to put Whitehall up ahead, 33-32.
Well, the big guy's not receiving it when he gets that good post position, so he's going to work and get his own 2. That's 2 follow-ups in a row for number 50. And
Jones picks off the rebound for Whitehall. Gets it over the clock. Jeff working deliberately up over the timeline. Oh, steal by Longo, but taken back by Matt Zoke. Gets it over to Lisicki. Lisicki over to Zoke. Back out to Cusco, to Zoke. 1:40 and running remaining here in the third period. 33-32 Whitehall. Oh boy, a good move. What a good move by Cusco. And Chad picks up his first deuce of the night. 35-32 Whitehall.
Well, Whitehall was just trying to get set up in the offense that they wanted. Parkland was just kind of following him around, and Cusco made him pay for it.
Would you believe that Zahn, the league's leading scorer, is still scoreless tonight? Fadeaway shot, that is not good by Longo, rebounded by Whitehall. Ron Hassler in his 9th year, Carl Case is assistant, along with Denny Lobb and Jerry Radoka is the JV coach. Up at Parkland, Paul Stewart and Will Robertson on the staff of assistants. Carmen Riola, the superintendent, Carl Tershak, the principal, and Don Fleming, the athletic director. Here at Whitehall is Dale Baker, the principal, and Bob Pratzer, the very fine athletic director, one of the finest in East Penn Conference.
38 seconds and counting. The Zephyrs are now 2 for 2 tonight in this situation. Working for the last shot at the end of the quarter. Nobody does it better.
Matt Zoke, 25 seconds. Gets over to Cusco. Zoke, 19 seconds and counting. And a foul, and this one will be on Gavin Reese. It'll be his second.
Be non-shooting as you need to get to 7 team fouls. That gives Parkland 5 now. So Whitehall will take it out of bounds from the side.
Howard in a lineup. Jared Fry is out. Epstein is back in. Cusco tries to inbound to Whitehall, goes out of bounds, and so they turn it over to the Trojans with 16 seconds remaining, and Parkland with an opportunity to pull to it to 1 or even get a tie. Clock is running.
7 turnovers in this quarter for Whitehall brings their total to 12. And John, I cannot remember that many turnovers against the Whitehall team in a long, long time. Give credit to Parkland.
An air ball, and that is the end of the third quarter. It is Whitehall 35, Parkland 32. We'll be right back.
Looking for a good used car with low mileage? How about a good new car with nice mileage from Lehigh Valley Hyundai? New cars as low as $6,000, and your Hyundai's warranted for 3 years or 36,000 miles. And here's some more good news. For 2 years, you don't pay a dime for regularly scheduled maintenance on the all-new Elantra or Sonata. See salesperson for details. Over 400 cars and trucks at one location at prices you can afford. Lehigh Valley Hyundai, Lehigh Street Auto Mile, a Vinart dealership.
On the gridirons, the diamonds for working out or lounging around. Suit up with the best. Russell Athletic. Available at the newly expanded Bethlehem Sporting Goods. Bethlehem Sporting Goods, a Russell Athletic team specialist, carries a large selection of Russell Athletic uniforms, tees, shorts, and sweats. And Bethlehem Sporting Goods offers custom lettering, screening, and embroidering of group and team Russell Athletic wear. Stop in today for Russell Athletic wear and all your sporting needs at Bethlehem Sporting Goods, the team sport and trophy specialist.
It's just a phone call away. The best entertainment, the most movies, all in February. One simple call from anywhere, and you've got heavyweight boxing, the new stars of stand-up, quality original movies, too. That's right, all it takes is one quick phone call right now to get simply the best with HBO. And the most movies with Cinemax. One easy phone call, 2 great channels in February. HBO and Cinemax.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming, this is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Johnny Dady along with Mike Zambelli here at Whitehall High School. And after 3 quarters of play, the host Zephyrs are leading the visiting Trojans 35-32. Here's our schedule coming up. Saturday night we'll be over at Allen High School covering the Easton at Allen game. Monday night I'll be over at the Northampton Memorial Community Center along with our technical crew covering the annual Scholar Athlete Dinner. And then Tuesday night, Mike and I will be back over at the East Side covering the Bethlehem Catholic at Deer ball game and our first look at the Golden Hawks this season.
Shooting percentages third quarter, again, both 50%, both teams 5 of 10. The key, Whitehall committed 7 turnovers to bring their total to 12. Parkland committed 4 to bring their game total to 6. I think one of the things that's going right for Parkland is that pressure defense has been forcing some turnovers. Now, if they can turn it and convert those into points, they got a heck of an opportunity to win this basketball game. They trail by 3.
Zahn flips it back over to Howard, throws it up for 3. Howard picks up his first field goal of the night, and we're tied at 35. Did you see that over the head, behind the head pass by Zahn?
And that's a smart play by Zahn. He has the ability to break the zone down with his quickness, and that's a good job because he's going to force it when he gets in there to kick it outside for an open jumper. Parkland forces another turnover here.
And they almost had one here, and that would have been a sure field goal, but there was a 5-second violation. And so there's Marcicano, former Hazelton High star. Seltzer, Zahn, Joshua.
Talked about the 2 beatings that Parkland suffered to Whitehall last year, and Coach Marcicano used that with his club this year. He reminded him of that.
Traveling called against Stelzer. And Whitehall will have an opportunity to break this 35-all tie with 7:07 remaining in regulation, but don't go away. Lisicki double teamed, they'll lose the ball, look out! And there's a foul, and this one will be on Jeff Clark, and that'll be his 4th.
One of the things I felt coming in as you look at Ron Hassler for Parkland is that they had the overall team speed and quickness to get Whitehall in a hurry-up type of a game. They're not really hurrying Whitehall up, but they are forcing a lot of turnovers. You saw another good double team where Parkland showed better patience. Whitehall's having a rough time looking over the top and spotting the people down behind.
Seltzer gets it out to Zahn. Howard. Seltzer. Zahn. Howard.
Parkland needs a good possession here. They need to show some patience.
Epstein, yes! That's his 5th field goal. Boy, he got a soft touch.
That is a much better possession by Parkland in that half-court offense. They were patient enough, and now Whitehall starting to lose its patience a little bit because of this trapping defense.
And Parkland moved ahead 37-35, and Ron Hassler wants a timeout. He wants to talk to the troops.
Well, and I don't blame him. Things not going his way here in this 3rd and 4th quarter as Parkland now starting to feel that, you know, hey, this pressure is starting to get to them, and let's see if we can stay with it, keep forcing turnovers.
Hey, the Colonial League has some interesting games on tap tonight. Wilson is at Nazareth. Nazareth, first half Colonial League champion, by the way. Saucon Valley's at Penn Argyle. Catasauqua up at Bangor. Palisades at Southern Lehigh. And Lehighton is at Salisbury in the non-league game.
Okay, you look at the top offenses now. This is East Penn Conference. You see Parkland on top. 68.3 points a game. Northampton 64.8. Allen 61.3, and so on down the list. You see Whitehall with that incredible record averages 48.1 a game.
Saturday night, Easton at Allen. 9 o'clock coming your way on a Super 2, and everybody's watching. Super 2 News and Super 2 Sports. Everybody around the Lehigh Valley.
That's where all the action is. It's a good one here tonight, and a lot more to come the next month and a half or so.
Inbound to Howard, and now Whitehall putting pressure on a Trojan. A little lob pass to Zahn. Zahn has to backpedal and gets it back out to Howard. Back to Zahn. Zahn is still scoreless tonight. This is Joshua Seltzer. He can pop it from three-point range. Zahn makes a move, loses the ball. Is batted down out of bounds and awarded to Whitehall.
Again, the patience for Parkland is a key. They get a little antsy again. They try and force and commit a turnover.
Zephyrs with an opportunity to get the tie with 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Lisicki, guarded by Ryan Howard. Gets it over to Jeff Clark. Up. He's back on the line with his foot. Rejected. Picked up by the Zephyrs. Matt Zoke gets it out to Jeff Clark. 37-35, Parkland. Cusco. Zoke for 3. No. Whistle.
They're going to get Jared Fry for trying to bust through that screen. It's the play that I talked about that Whitehall runs near or one of them that they run near the end of the quarter. Setting the screen down low is number 20, Clock. Watch it here. Now watch Fry, number 40, is going to try and break through that screen by number 20, Clock, and that's the personal foul.
That's his first personal, and there is a foul. And this one will be on Joshua Stelzer of Parkland, his second. By the way, who do you like Sunday, Washington or Buffalo?
Oh, boy, what a tough game. You know, and only because of the natural turf, I might think that Buffalo's got a heck of more of a chance than what people think. Going to be a heck of a football game, I think. You know, they keep talking, and certainly Washington comes from the strongest conference, the strongest division. You know, they played the, maybe top teams, but I think that extra week to heal, might do wonders for Buffalo.
And I bet there's no city in the country that can make the claim the Lehigh Valley can, with
that's for sure.
Millen on one team and Andre Reed on the other.
Well, I think the area tends to forget the quality of football and that is played around this East Penn Conference and around this Lehigh Valley. You know, you have had some top-notch professionals play in the NFL.
Foul against Ryan Howard of Parkland, his first.
Zoke, an outstanding free throw shooter, 75% on the year, and averaging now 9 points a game. That steadily improves.
Well, he can tie up this ball game. That's his first trip to the foul line. As a matter of fact, he's the first Zephyr on a foul line tonight. 37-36, Parkland.
Yeah, a lot of things different in tonight's game compared to past Whitehall games. Number one, the sloppiness here really, I think, favors Parkland as things are slowly starting to get out of control. Now, Whitehall in a full court press.
Calling an offensive foul on Zahn, and that'll be his third. And Marcicano wants a timeout.
Oh, boy, and now the chess match begins. Coach Hassler goes to full court press. Coach Marcicano immediately calls timeout after the turnover. We will see now what Coach Hassler does. Little chess match going on between the two coaches.
In that third period, Parkland outscored Whitehall 13-11 to chop the deficit, and after 3 quarters of play was 35-32, and now, with 5:21 remaining in regulation, we're all tied at 37.
Now on the other side, we looked at the offense just a minute ago. Now look at the defense. And Whitehall annually, year in and year out, is around that 40-point per game mark. You know, that's only 10 points a quarter they give up. That's outstanding. Easton, the number 2 defensive team at 45.1. And no surprise why Allen's where they're at. The third offense, the third defense at 47 points a game. You see some of the problems that Parkland has. Second last in the league, giving up 64.4 a game.
Gee, I just saw Hoofty Horlocker doing bringing in our cable as John Walson was out on a court around the Whitehall huddle with his camera. And of course, drawing some cable out with him, so Hoofty helped bring it back. Lisicki for 3, and he has it. 5th field goal for Lisicki, and it's his second 3-pointer.
Good interior defense by Greg Epstein, denying Jones the ball. That's where Whitehall wanted to go, forced it outside. Lisicki converted.
Rebound by Epstein, no hit iron. Rebounded by the Zephyrs, and that is Clock. Gets it over to Lisicki. 40-37, Whitehall.
Well, for some reason, Parkland now dropped back. See, they're double teaming off that stack offense. They jump out as Howard jumped out. Now you see Zahn jump out. So whenever Whitehall tries to penetrate, they double, and it's really been successful. Now you see number 21 jumping out defensively, and that was Stelzer.
Lisicki gets it out to Zoke. Zoke guarded now by Jared Fry, traveling. So they turn it over. 4:09 remaining. 40-37. It's Whitehall. This is Ryan Howard, one of the 3 seniors on a Parkland team. From the foul line, a shot is up and good by Epstein. And Gregg picks up his 6th field goal to make it 40-39. Whitehall.
Well, Whitehall just not picking him up. Epstein all alone again. Flashes from the low post to the high post, and he's deadly from that range.
Clock. Lisicki. Oh, he had a notion to go for 3.
That would have been a major league 3 there.
Yeah. Double team, double team, double team. Gets it out to Clock. 3:10 remaining and running. Clock. I'll tell you, Parkland playing good defense, Mike.
Yeah, they when they came out and they're pressuring and they're actually forcing Whitehall.
Jones had the ball on the baseline. No, yeah, he did really, but they're giving the ball to Whitehall.
Well, certainly the Parkland people agree. Tony Marsicano, boy, you know he agrees with you, but Whitehall's going to maintain possession. Back to the Parkland defense. They are forcing Whitehall out of their patient offense, and that's a good move. We saw Nazareth do that against Salisbury towards the end of that game when Jim Roth came out and put pressure on Salisbury, did not allow them to sit and wait for the last shot.
Pushing off foul against Chad Kusko of Whitehall. There's Ronnie, 9th year as head coach. I want to tell you something. You will not believe, where the heck did I put that? You will not believe his East Penn League record.
Oh, yeah, I would. Is he up to 10? Does he have 10 losses?
I'll check.
I know you're going to go get it, and I'll tell you what, I'll bet you he doesn't have more than 20 losses in his career in the East Penn League.
I wrote it down someplace, and I can't find it. I have to get my wife back. Turnover. Going into this season, Ronnie Hassler has won 109 East Penn League games and lost 29.
There you go. And over the last 5 years, that record is truly incredible.
Lisicki. Ooh. Boy, Zoke went airborne for that baby. Lisicki, baseline, has it. 6th field goal for Pete. 42-39. And we have a foul. And this one will be against Matt Zoke.
And Parkland's going to catch a break here to pick up the foul as Fry was again trying to force the issue down that left side. Nice job of Whitehall of running him towards the baseline. Zoke reaching in, thought he had all ball.
Reese coming in lineup. There he is, Gavin, 6'3" junior, replacing Ryan Howard. Oh, boy. Jones went up to deflect that one, and there's a steal and a foul, and a call out on Jared Fry. As he went in for the interception, he was called for contact and charged with a 2nd personal foul.
And Jared is perplexed by the whole situation. He wants to know what he did wrong, but obviously some contact in there will send the Zest to the free throw line. As Parkland now in the bonus or in that penalty with 19 fouls. Whitehall has only committed 5, so they still have 1 more to give.
Clock's first trip to the foul line. 43-39. Whitehall. 2:02 remaining in the ball game.
Clock's free throw shooting percentage a little bit misleading, 56% on the year, but not a lot of opportunities. Two big ones there.
44-39, and now we have a foul, and this one called on Chad Kusko, and that'll be his 3rd.
And again, Whitehall had 1 to give. That's number 6 now. The next one will put Parkland in the bonus, and I'm sure Coach Hassler might have even talked about that with his team. The next one now Parkland will shoot.
There's Ron. Inbounds pass to Matt Zahn, the league's leading scorer. Scoreless tonight. Had 2 attempts on the foul line and missed them both. Here's Joshua Stelzer.
An important possession for Parkland. They need to produce here with 1:45 remaining.
Zahn saves Goes up off the glass and in for his first field goal of the night. And it was an acrobatic shot to make it 44-41. Whitehall.
And a must 2 points for Parkland, because Whitehall now will, they have Parkland where they want them to just run the clock out or make you foul them and put them to the free throw line.
1:15 and counting. Zoke. Foul against Madzon, his fourth.
Well, and that's what Whitehall's looking to do. They're going to make you foul them here and hope to go to the free throw line and then convert. You see Zahn coming in and just got a piece of that arm to commit the foul.
And on a free throw line, Mad Zoke.
And this strategy only works if you go to that free throw line and you convert. You can increase the lead here to 5 with 1:11 remaining.
Got it. Whitehall is 5 for 5 from the foul line. 45-41. 1:11 remaining. Jimbo on camera at the foul line. Zephyrs are 6 for 6 and have a 5-point lead, 46-41.
Well, and it goes back again to a critical possession now for Parkland, because if they do not score here, they're down by more than 2 scores, and with under a minute, that's critical.
Zahn got a 3-pointer. A tray. Now we have a timeout.
My, oh my, what a big 3-pointer for Zahn. Relatively quiet on the night. Not relatively quiet. Has scored 5 here in the last half a minute.